Hello and welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We're continuing our playthrough here as the Wekkarus, and we are attempting to continue expanding. We are at 24 colonies. Some of those are outposts and not colonies, but we have a decent chunk of colony ships ready, and we have several suitable planets that we are ready to expand to that we have flagged. So our focus right now is on one, stabilizing our economy and pushing forward with, some of the technical research that we're going for, and two, just expansion. We want to colonize as many planets as we can to push ourselves in the right direction. Let's see. So Shakturi Fortress. Okay, this is the planet that we are now able to develop, or we are now able to see because we cleared out the defensive base that was stationed there. This is what it's protecting. Important Wekkarus world. Okay. Point near Candy. All right. Well, we got to figure out where that's at. There'll probably be like a pulsing circle around it. Yep, this is it here. We're going to have to figure this out. That's a deep ocean planet. Limited trade agreement. I will take that. So this is our like our system. We own it. So hopefully come down here and that's 60,000 power. That's double ours. But maybe we can come in here. These guys do kind of operate little at a time, so we could probably hop down here, take out just a little bit at a time. We should be okay. But let's go ahead and do that. And that could be our focus for now. Economy is slowly recovering. We are reserving some credits to build up some stuff. I'm gonna let it do that just so that I need to build more colony ships, but I don't know. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I said I'll let it do it, but maybe I will interrupt it and build some more colony ships whenever we have the opportunity, because that feels like it's worthwhile. I doubt we're going to have any volcanic colonies that we can colonize, but let's go ahead and just look now that we researched a new tech. And yes, indeed, there is nothing here that we can colonize anytime in the immediate future. So leave that be. I'm a little shocked that some of these guys aren't moving forward to the planet. Like, what's this guy doing? He's at the planet. Could he not scoop up humans? And go colonize one of these planets? I mean, I'm gonna have to just manually do it if they're not gonna do it automatically. Alright, we'll build another colony ship there. I don't know what you're doing. You're just like slinging population around, which is fine. But it's probably not what we want to be doing right now. Let's come over here and scoop up some more humans once. I feel like this particular ship is stuck in this loop where it's like picking up population, dropping it off, picking it up, dropping it off. So I think once it's done dropping off, I'm just going to manually take control of it and do what we need to do with it. Nope, 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 nope. You are not doing that. All right. We're going to unload passengers. Now you are completely empty. Now you're going to come up here and load up some humans. All right, we have 690 million humans, so we should be fine to load a minimum of 2 to 3 more colony ships before having to worry about dipping below 500. But it's also growing as the ships are on their way to go scoop them up, so should be fine. I don't know what Tekan-based planet they are going to try to colonize. I don't think there is one, so This moved into enemy territory, which not a huge fan of that. I'd kind of like to force myself to colonize a planet there. Even though it's in enemy territory. I don't know if I can. I think it'll, like, just not give me the option to colonize. All right, are we getting close to our target here? It looks like we are. It's like the private economy has recovered as well. Certainly not, humming along at any great pace, but it's in the positive, and that's a good thing. Well, in the positive and creeping more and more in that direction by the minute. All right, looks like we have taken some of them out. We are losing a couple ships, but hopefully our ghost ships can take the majority of the bad abuse. All right, I think the worst of it is done. We probably wiped out most of that. So hopefully an exploration ship close by will come and search that over now that it's cleared out. Something tells me it has to do with our species storyline. It would be good to make some progress there. Free trade agreement, I will take that. All right, improved desert colonization is complete. That should make a couple more desert planets happy. Looks like we got several of those up now. So now we can actually have the Tekin colonize. All right, who's going to reach Sestuni 4 sooner? They're actually not too far away from each other. Look at the victory condition. We can see the Gazurian Nexus is actually down to 59%. So they're losing a little bit of their war. There may be a temporary setback, or it could be that they've actually overextended themselves and they're starting to get pushed back now. Either way, it helps. Puts us in a better position. Large-scale passenger transport will be useful, but I'm not going to do it right now because we're doing large cargo bays, holographic networks, Corvidian shields. I feel like the more appropriate time to retrofit will be closer to when that's mostly taken care of. We're definitely cooking now with the economy. Plus 115k is way better than we've been for quite some time. So that does give us a fair amount of wiggle room to go colonize these planets. Too bad Sal's so tucked in a nebula. Be really nice to not have to limp all the way to go get that. I mean, at some point, there'll be enough human colonists on another planet to where we don't have to go in there to get them, but for the time being, it does take a lot of time and effort to get them out of there. Mining rights, I'll take that. Any treaty that gives me more options, I'm down for it. Alright, looks like we got another sandy desert planet queued up. Riches from the deep. Very nice. I like getting those like free materials that just kind of pop up out of nowhere. Right, hopefully we come around and explore this planet soon, because I feel like there's something here waiting. Alright, new colony founded. Let's hop over there and as soon as we can build up this administration complex. Now we'll hop over to this planet, do the same thing. Did our colony ship stop trying to colonize Sestuni? No, we're just going to tell it to stop, and let's see if it just recalculates on its own or if we have to tell it to go somewhere. Looks like it figured itself out. All right, that building is getting built. It looks like we ran out of fuel just as we arrived at this planet. So hopefully we'll be able to refuel and send out from here. All right, we are all fueled up. I'm going to say, yeah, okay. I put them back on automatic just to see if they will automatically go colonize a flagged planet, and it looks like they did. We have several more to go, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, another new colony founded. You're in the same predicament, running out of fuel, like really close to the planet. Riches from the deep. Yet another material here. That's great. That's gonna really help with development of these planets. That seems to be a function of our species. So the deep ocean planets really do seem to benefit us. Hopefully we can get many more. All right, looks like we got some freighters being retrofit and stuff. Go back to our capital one more time and build another. Well, once we get a little more cash. Another colony ship. All right, we see new mining stations and retrofit of mining stations getting completed, which means that private economy is going to work, spending every dime they got. Yeah, it looks like they're pretty much just keeping themselves completely broke, but that's fine because ultimately it'll result in more economy over time. We look at the maintenance area, we could see, I think they've been building some more small and medium freighters, not any more large freighters. But we'll keep an eye on the mining stations and stuff. Research stations, there's one more potentially being built, but it's in enemy territory, so it's probably going to fail. We're going to put you back on fully automatic, that you should go off and colonize something. Yep, there you go. What did you do? Did you just dump humans on this planet? It looks like you did. Why the heck would you do that? Alright, well, Actarians can definitely stay here. Humans should not. Try to shove them off on a human planet while we're at it. Camino looks good. Apply that to all deep ocean planets. All right, save it up a little bit of cash because we're running low on tech research. Not running low, but like we've already running low in the queue. So let's go ahead and try to get as much of this done as possible. I'm going to buy a bunch of cheap techs just to try to knock them out and get them off the list. We can start focusing on other things that just used up all our money. All right, I think I'm going to try to do one more round of like breaking down all these ships. But I'm getting lazy. I don't want to click on all of them individually, so I'm just going to highlight all of them. They retire, and let's see what happens. Hopefully they retire where they're at. It looks like they're not necessarily. Like, why would you not retire? Sure. Let them do what they will do. All right. So, in the gate of EJ622, So this is that planet, that candy planet, which is not good enough to colonize, surprisingly. But we can't build a resort station, so let's do that. The first world settled by the Wekkarus. Hiding from the Shakturi, essentially. Okay. Scenery bonuses. In order to obtain other bonuses, we should colonize this planet. But the planet's not worth colonizing. Alright, so they're figuring that out. We have recovered airship of the ancestors. The Devastator Compendium. Okay. Super Area Blast? That's a better Area Blast? I mean, I'll take it. Alright, another new colony founded. Let's go ahead and print out one of these buildings. Did that new artifact end up back on our home planet or not? We have a lot of artifacts. Like, I normally don't have this many artifacts at this point in the game. So this is on our home planet. Extra targeting, extra countermeasures, and some psychic resistance. And extra weapon research. Alright, not bad. They're offering protection, but that's not free. That's just that normal agreement. At this stage of the game, we don't need any protection from pirates. If anything, they need protection from us. Alright, let's knock out enhanced scanning, advanced sensors. Those are both very cheap techs. Mining research. Accelerated construction. Improved cruisers. That one is a little bit longer of a tech to research. We probably should upgrade these as well. Let's churn these out next. But something that's going to help with trade, probably a good idea. At some point, we should probably try to solve these biological attack systems as well. So many things to research and so little, not time, but like prioritization of it. Let's take a quick gander at new colonies. We can see this is now in enemy territory as well, which is unfortunate. The rest of these are being colonized as we speak. Okay, stop breaking you guys down. See, we're still getting tech out of breaking these things down. So I have such a hard time stopping doing this if I'm still benefiting from it. All right, economy's still growing. Private economy, I mean. Our economy's kind of contracting, but we're also colonizing a bunch of planets, so that makes sense in some... a little bit, I guess. Stop retiring that. Stop retiring that. All right, so how many planets do we actually have left? More tech breakthrough. So this is a battleship. This has a lot of stuff on it still. All right, there's definitely planets that I do not have corresponding colony ships for. So we probably should hop to our capital and get ready to queue up a couple more colony ships when we get the opportunity. I think this is the last ship still being retired. Trade research. Base Traders Guild. kind of want to let the AI decide where to build that. We got some advanced sensors done. Nope, I just clicked to build something. Enslavement control facility. I don't think we have anybody flagged as a slave, so I don't think that building's gonna do us any good. Just gonna cost money. All right, this is a galactic wonder, which means we must be the first people to be capable of building it. Say, I will happily take more trade income if we could pull this off. I don't know who would build it. Dubot, maybe? Alright, I'm pushing for several significant ship upgrades here. So once that's all done, I think I'll refocus my efforts on some military tech. Right, another colony ship, churn that out. They offer me a gift, I will take a gift. So we must be building those buildings because our revenue, our money keeps dropping down. All right, the freighter count's definitely gone up. I think it was like 200 something. Now it's almost 500. Passenger ships stayed roughly the same. All right, another new colony ship done. Let's see what that goes and does. It looks like we have 2 planets left we could colonize. Sigma 2, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that one. All right, that is going to load up some humans, so I think one more after that should do us for colony ships for the time being. All right, we're seeing some medium retrofits happening here. Yeah, we'll fight the hive alone. Oh boy, I didn't realize they were at my capital. That's not good. All right, well we now it's time to put all these ships to the test. We're gonna shove everything into first fleet. Some of these guys are gonna get absolutely ransacked. Alright, hopefully these guys are somewhat close to our capital. Looks like they are, thankfully. Alright, let's focus on the little hive ships. We could take them out quickly. We should be in a decent shape. Got our ghost fleet backing us up here. Jumping is blocked. And looks like we are laying into these guys pretty hard. We're definitely not going to capture any of them, but that's fine. I don't need to capture them. Alright, looks like this scary hive fleet we've kind of chased off and or destroyed. There's still some hive ships kicking around, but we took a lot of them out. A couple of the big ones, too. Alright, let's do a repair here at our primary station. I think we've sufficiently scared them away. Look at that, 12,000. That's nothing. We did lose a couple of our good ships, but that's okay. Yeah, nothing too bad here. Agreement-wise, I'm okay with that. Research breakthrough. All right, so we are recovering a bunch of these. Oh, we're actually getting some tech out of this. Very nice. Improved temperate colonization. Skilled command. I like it. We gotta do more of that. Detailed maps, extra credit. I like it. Where you're back to Dintal? That's fine. These guys are all repaired. We should probably just hop in here and try to finish taking them out. All right, another new colony founded. Let's build a facility here. So did I manage to get the last one that I needed? No, I don't think I did. Let's wait to have enough cash to build that facility here. Then we're gonna need to save up to do the same thing over here. All right, so theoretically, we should have 2 planets left we could potentially colonize. 1, 2. Oh, did we lose an admiral? That's not cool. All right, so we need to build 1 more colony ship and we'll be good. All right, I think once we take this ship out here, we should be good. Limited trade agreement, I will take that. All right, Hive has been eliminated. At least from my empire, and that's all I really care about. These guys are really creeping into my territory, so they've been wiping out these other guys. And that's been part of the problem. Non-aggression treaty, I'll sign that. You're really tiny. All right, I gotta start doing something about these guys because they're getting out of control. I feel like they're gonna overrun these guys at some point. Look at the victory condition. Yeah, they're number 3. So technically they're behind me. But not by much, it doesn't feel like. All right, let's head to the capital. We know we need 1 more colony ship, so as soon as that's done, I want to do that. Okay, there's the last colony ship. We'll let that churn out. At least the last colony ship for now. There's bound to be more down the road, but that puts us up to 35 outposts. If we look at just colonies, or look at just outposts, there's 2 outposts, so 33 colonies. That's how math works. Restricted trade agreement, I will do that. So I'm kind of like taking on the good guys in this this playthrough. Taking out the Hive, I'm staying like high reputation. That's considered major threat. I'm getting a lot of research breakthroughs from, it looks like the Hive stuff that we destroyed over here, which I am perfectly fine with. All right, first fleet is our hodgepodge fleet. What's going on over here? Maybe we could bring these guys over here to take these guys out. I don't know why there's so many. But we'll fly down there and beat them up. All right, 2 colony ships. We know it takes a long time to reach the human planet to be able to extract from there. Let's see what techs I can queue up now. feel like the defense tactics are going to be needed in my near future. We have a decent amount of weapon techs that have partial research. We do have new bombers. I probably should redesign those ships sooner than later. Also, as soon as I get a little more money, I need to queue up some more research here. How much is this going to cost? All right, we got a couple more techs queued up here. Take a quick look at new colonies and outposts. We can see that we still only have the 2 we can build, because the other is in enemy territory, at least as of right now. Hopefully we can take some over and fix that, but for the time being, that's where we are. Free trade agreement, I will take another one of those. So if we look at our diplomatic relations, we actually have pretty good relations with most people on the map, aside from the 2 most powerful. Yeah, I'll trade my visibility with you. Mining rates, I'll take that. Free trade agreement, restricted trade agreement. Look at all these agreements we're making. That's awesome. I'd like to take out these guys. Limited trade agreement, I'll take that. All right, is Nerval 1 the last one that has to build? Just trying to take all these guys out. As soon as this Wekkarus engine is done, I'm going to retrofit at least the bombers and the fighters. The rest of my ships can probably wait a little bit. I still want the private sector to recover a little bit better than it currently has been doing. All right, let's hop over here. Maybe we could take a couple of these guys out. They're still kind of all over the planet here. All right, that's done. Let's go ahead and retrofit our, well, we only had basic bombers and basic interceptors, so those could definitely become obsolete. And we know we have much better than that now. So this guy is probably the best. I try to look by the max size, and that tends to be the best one. But I double check. Yeah, Wekkarus engine. Good. This is the Strike Bomber S1. And then now we need to do the Interceptor. And we're guessing, again, this is going to be the attack one, 30 and 26. I tried to look at the countermeasures and targeting, and that's really what I want to look at, 30, 26. That's 40, 26. That's actually better, except it's got a little less max size. Less defense, but same amount of weapons. And these things get annihilated pretty quick anyway, so I'm actually leaning towards the 40-26 one, this guy right here. So let's do Interceptor T1. Well, that's pulse wave cannons. That makes sense. And see, Wekkarus engines were the best engines for this, so good thing we did wait for that. Now, our fleet will automatically rebuild all those, so we'll see a temporary dip in like what fighters are available. But ultimately, anything with a carrier bay will rebuild. Actually, put these guys on attack so they stay on the offensive. All right, science looks like it's growing. Still a little bit stagnant, in my opinion, because we're only at 2,700. I think when we started, it was like 1,900, so it hasn't grown a significant amount. That being said, it's not nothing. All right, I'm hoping we're almost here. To fly halfway across the galaxy twice. Yeah, this is all the way down there. That's really out of range. But we do have a planet over here, so we truly are spread across like half the galaxy. Looks like we are still retrofitting some of our freighters. Maybe one at a time, but, you know, still retrofit. Let's see how fast they go when they're jumping at 861. Pretty quick. And when it's got to haul itself all over the galaxy, the faster the better, in my opinion. All right, we're going to try to wipe out as many of these like big clusters of hostiles as we can, because they're probably protecting something relevant. So I'd rather clear it out and try to take that, get that research or whatever needs to be done there. All right, some of these exploration ships have kind of tapped out. So we must be starting to run out of things to research, or at least things that are accessible to research. All right, I think we're going to call it quits there for today. But we continue to make decent progress here. We've been cash positive most, if not all, of this episode. We're still reserving resources to build stuff, but you know, our economy is doing pretty well overall. We have expanded. We have 33 colonies, and we have 2 more on the way. If we look at the planets that are available, oh, looks like another couple popped up. So let's go ahead and flag those as well. We have all the advanced colonization texts queued up. So we're going to get those done as soon as we can. And that's going to open up just a little more resources for us. I think it's going to open up some desert planets here, maybe an ice planet here. Nothing too crazy. I don't think it's going to dip down to these 16s or anything, but it will start to open some stuff up for us. From there, I think we're kind of out of options for peaceful expansion. And then I think we need to pivot over to some military, which is why, in the meantime, while we're doing all this colonization, I am going to start focusing more of my efforts on improving our military ship capacity. Better weapons. We already have decent shields and armor. I think we're better than most of our enemies at this point. If we look at the Beskarans, for example, and click on one of their frigates and look at their ships, like Gear X hyperdrive still, pulse wave cannon, 1st generation. We have 3rd generation. Just overall, we're leaps and bounds ahead of them. If we look at the strongest guys, the Gazurian Nexus, and we look at their frigate, like our hyperdrives are better, our reactors are better, our weapons are definitely better than this. So my hope is, that's probably a bad example. That I think that's just a captured pirate ship. Let's see if we can find an actual fleet of theirs that I can zoom in on and click on some of their stuff. Just saw a fleet here and it went away. I think they were in range and now they're not. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Hopefully we'll be in decent shape against these guys, and we'll kind of figure it out from there. So, yeah, we're just going to focus the next couple episodes on continuing to expand and take over these planets and hopefully be in a better economic position to start military expanding in another episode or 2. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel to see more content in the future, and we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.